Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be doing an embossing video because I just recently got a whole embossing kit. I started collecting a couple things to test them out, and let me tell you, it is so much fun. I only did one so far, but I thought I would go ahead and share with you kind of what I've learned already, and I think I got it down for the most part. It's still like a trial and error process thing, but I just wanted to have fun with you guys and share with you embossing and embossing as a newbie because I only did like one stamp. So we're gonna go ahead and do it together. So I have a couple things. I got an embossing ink pad, which I actually bought separately from everything else. I actually got this on Amazon, and I also got like some pens too that you can like draw your own designs and stuff, but we're gonna use the ink pad. Any stamp, any clear stamp will do. So I have this one from Dr. Runner. It's a little panda bear symbol, but we have flowers in here. And this is the one that I used for the other project. So we're going to go ahead and use this one again. Then I have the embossing powder, which you can use any color. But for this project, I have white because did not realize how expensive these little jars are. They're like, I don't know, anywhere between $6 and $9 a piece. And so we just are grabbing one for now. So this is the white. So it's not going to dry clear. It's actually going to dry white. So I'm going to be doing my little Bible here. I also have an little stamp block. Could not think of that word block, but stamp block. And so yeah, so you will need pretty much everything that I'm showing you. This is pretty much what you're going to need if you want to do embossing. And I will try to link down everything below so you guys can check it out, and I'll make it a little bit easier for you guys. And then you'll need something to actually emboss. And embossing, I think you can do on almost anything. I'm not sure about glass, but I know you can do paper, you can do covers of books. That's what we're going to do today. You will also need a piece of cardstock to save your embossing powder because, as I said, this is expensive stuff. You want to save as much as you can, and thankfully I learned that before I even started. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And the other thing you're going to need, which is behind me and plugged in, is a heating tool, and this is mine. I got this from Michael's, I think, a long time ago. It's the Zap company. Sorry, it's upside down. Oh yeah, American Crafts. One of my favorite companies. They make a lot of good products. Not sponsored by them, but I wish I were. So okay, I'm going to be using this. This is my little NIV Journal of the World New Testament Bible by Zondervan, and it's just been it's a plain black cover, and I just wanted to jazz it up a little bit and create something fun on the front. So we're just going to have fun and do that. And you guys have seen this Bible numerous times on my channel. I've done a lot of different things in this project Bible, and yeah, so hopefully someday soon I will be able to finish this one at least out of the many Bibles that I have. But super excited to give this a go on this one. Trying to figure out how to place my Bible to make it the easiest. I think we're going to do this way actually, because I think I think is going to be the easiest way we're going to stamp it. So as I said, we have this stamp set, which the only downside about this stamp set was there's no clear back to protect it, and it's actually like one whole sheet of flowers. So I actually had to like cut out the one stamp so I could use it because I didn't want to use like all the stamps. So we're going to figure out what florals we want to use, and I'm probably going to have to cut these out. Let me go find my scissors really quick. So the oddest stamp set that I've ever had, because I literally had to cut out all the flowers on my own, but that's okay. So I think the one I've used before is this one. This is the only one that I've used. So I think I'm going to use some of the other floral designs and stuff. I think I like this one of the best. So you can line it up with your block or just, on its own so you can figure out where you want your florals and stuff. I think I'm going to do like maybe trying to think of where I want to place this. We could do a couple of different floral designs if we wanted to. Kind of overlaying. Sorry, my hand all of a sudden got really dry for some reason, so forgive the dry skin look. I did put on lotion earlier, but apparently my hands get really dry when I do crafts in the wintertime. It's really weird. I don't know if anybody else has that experience, but yeah, mine do for some reason. All right, I think we'll do that. And maybe like just a couple of different florals. And you could always, because there's like a little leaf pattern, we could do a leaf somewhere as well if I wanted to. But what I'm going to do is I'm only going to do like one stamp at a time. That way I know where they're going to be after they're done and dry and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this pretty floral one first. Might actually end up doing it that way. Yeah, I like it that way. So I'm going to put it on my stamper and make sure, okay, I should have done it on my stamper first because now it's actually the opposite way. So I want to try to figure out which way I want it. Okay, we'll do it right there. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your embossing ink pad, and all you're going to do is you're just going to ink up your stamp. And it's kind of weird because this is like a clear stamping liquid that you're not going to really see it until it's pretty much all done. So I'm trying to remember where I wanted it placed. I think, oh, right there. So I'm going to go ahead and press down. I think I moved it around a tiny bit by accident, but try not to. Only because this cover is a little bit more slick than the one that I used before. So take it off. And I think I missed a little bit only because this thing is a little bit smoother. But what you're going to do now is you're going to take your embossing powder and you're going to pour it on top. I actually probably should have put this underneath paper too, not just, there we go. Okay, so then you're going to put it over the design. And you can put as much as you want just to make sure it's covered. And then what you do is you just tip your project or your paper and try to get off as much as you can. That was my mistake the first time because I didn't get off as much powder as I could. And when I didn't, there's like a lot of extra powder around it. And that actually does melt too when you're done with it. So you can take a small paintbrush or just your hand and slightly brush it away. But I actually kind of like the look of the access things. Paper is a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and try to get off as much as I possibly can off of here before we melt it. Because it does kind of rub off the stamp too, because you're going to kind of be careful. That's why I said I don't really mind a lot of some of the powder being on there. Okay, so we can lay that aside and we're going to take this and very gently, very carefully, going to put this back in bottle so we can reuse it. So this is what I meant by saving the powder. So you can bend your paper in half, make a little funnel and put your, most of it anyways, back in the tube so you can reuse that. So that way you didn't waste that like half a tablespoon of powder. So you can put that to the side. And then we can bring this back in. And what we're going to do is we are going to, and it didn't stamp completely only because it is a new stamp. I didn't like, sometimes you can rub it with an eraser. I accidentally threw out my eraser the other day, so I don't have one right now, but that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and do this. So 10 to 30 seconds, and this stamp will actually become glossy when it's completely dry. So anywhere between 10 and 30 seconds, and I will get rid of the noise so you don't hear it. And make sure when you're doing this to be very, very careful because heating tools are hot. They're not like a hair dryer where you can like almost immediately touch it. So I put it down gently. It's more like not quite glue gun hot if you've never used the heating tool, but it can get close to that. So even this is like, it's warm to the touch and a little hot in the corner, but don't stay in one place. If you saw in the clip, I kept moving it in circles, moving it in different positions because you don't want to melt your paper or whatever you're working on. But I don't know if it'll catch on camera. No, it's not. But in person, it's shiny. The actual stamp is shiny. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working on this. I'm going to go ahead and put on some music since we work through this together. But yeah, so that is pretty much the process of this. So super excited to continue working on this and have fun finishing up our project. Now I'm going to take my powder again and of course, I forget, but put the paper underneath just so it's easier to catch when you're done. I'm gonna quickly put this over, oops, forgot to take off the lid first. Put this over my stamp. And of course I put like a ton, but it's better to have a ton than not enough, right? And as I said, you can save that powder and redo it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, slide it off. Oh, that's a much better stamp than the one we initially did the first time. So great job there. I'm gonna take my finger and gently remove most of the powder so that way it doesn't melt to the cover. I think honestly my finger actually works better than a paintbrush. I tried the paintbrush thing, it didn't work as good. I'm just going to gently sort of clean up the edges at least a little bit. I don't mind a few little speckles because it kind of gives it some character. Just around the edges, we're going to clean it up the best we can. Yeah, see what I just did? I actually removed a little bit from the ink, so it does actually remove from the ink. I don't know if I can get a little bit more. Okay, I was able to actually get more onto there. That's why you can't really rub with a paintbrush and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure about the technique to, you know, I guess just tap harder if you want to try to get it all off. All right, that part's done. We're going to save our powder again by making a little tunnel, bending our paper so we don't lose any of the powder or make a huge mess. There we go. And so far it's working out really, really nicely. All right, let's go ahead. So here you can see the difference in, I was wondering if you could see a difference, and you can't. So here's the difference before and after you dry it. So this one looks very, very white. This one's more of a grayish color. So once you're working, you can kind of tell the difference when you start working on the project. So we're gonna go ahead and dry that one. It's really cool once you know the difference between like not embossed and embossed. It's kind of cool seeing the change happen in front of you compared to the other ones. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry a little or cool off a little bit before we start doing another one. Well, I can get it ready though. Let's do a different stamp. So I'm trying to do like a couple different ones and kind of just create this really pretty kind of garden up here. I'm keeping the ones that I've already used on the right hand side just so I know which ones I've used. So let's do, should we do one of the big ones? I've used this one before. Well, that was a different project though. Let's do one of the bigger ones because that way we can kind of fit it in. So I think we're going to do this one. Let me find out which way I want to put it though. I think we'll do it this way. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so trying to figure out where I need it to be on the block. Did I do it backwards? Oh yeah, it goes that way. Okay, so that's always good though. What's good about a clear block is you know exactly where the stamp needs to be before you place it down. So that's really, really handy, and that way the block doesn't get in the way of your stamping. All right, so this is cooling off, so I'm gonna go ahead and move that out of the way for a second and then add our ink again. And what I did the second time was I just kind of added and made sure that I got most of the ink. As I said, you could prep it, but apparently I got rid of my eraser for prepping, because that's what you can do if it's not, if your stamp isn't inking properly when you first get it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It just depends. Making sure all the points are pressed down and gently ease up so I don't mess it up. Okay, that one looks really good. All right, bring back our paper. Oops, don't forget to put back our lid on our embossing ink pad. I try to do that each time, taking it off there. That way it doesn't dry out, is what I was gonna say. All right, embossing powder. Making sure that every single part is stamped. There we go. You don't want to miss any of the stamps, so that's why I kind of put a little bit of extra, just so I don't miss any of the stamp. All right. I have this very, very tiny leaf that came with the florals, and I think I might actually use it because there is some spots that could use a leaf, like here. I think we could easily fit a leaf, although I would put it probably that way. So maybe trying to see where I could put on my block so it's easiest to move around. But I think if I put one maybe right there, and I'm thinking one down here. Yeah, I think putting like 2 extra leaves will just kind of give it a little bit more movement maybe. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back at the end. So for this time, I actually ended up trying to do like a couple leaves at once just to see if it's doable, because I've never actually done that before where I've actually like done a couple leaves at once. So I wanted to see if it would work. So we're going to find out. I tried to work as quickly as I could and put down the stamps like quickly. So let me find where I put all the stamps. I think I got them all. So yes, I put a couple different leaves here and there just to kind of fill in those little gaps. So hopefully it worked. And we did more than 1 leaf at a time. Huh, it did work. Yay. And I honestly thought one didn't get done because honestly, I thought I messed up because I really moved the stamp, but actually didn't turn out too badly. So awesome. All right, let me go ahead and just remove as much of the little powder as I can before it dries. So once it's completely dry, this is what you're going to get, and it's literally going to stay this way. It turned out so cool. I love it. It turned out pretty much exactly the way I wanted it, probably even better than what I thought it was going to turn out. So you will see. I mean, it's trial and error. I mean, I there's still some dusties that like it's permanent in there. You're not going to be able to get rid of it. So it is a trial and error type of process, but thankfully none of it's, going to rub off or anything. But it looks so cool. And yes, it is completely permanent. And you can feel like this really pretty embossed type of rubbed feel to it, which I think is just so cool. So really, really happy with how it turned out. I might do, feels a little grainy down here, so I might give it one more pop with the heat tool. But that is permanent, and I love the way it looks. Now, there are so many beautiful colors, and I definitely want to get more colors and like do, I don't know, something really, really cool with like a whole bunch of different colors on like one of my bigger Bibles. I think that'd be so much fun, but I kind of wanted to test it out. I wanted to try and see how it would work with a Bible cover, and it turned out so cool. I love it. Oh, yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. So there are some like gaps here where I could potentially use the pen, which I'm actually not quite sure where it is right now. I know it's somewhere. I'll have to find it. I can't remember where I put the pens, but it'd be cool to kind of add in maybe some like extra leaves where like there was too small a space for the actual stamp. But I actually think I like the way it is. I'm probably not going to change it, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And stick around for more fun Bible journaling and scrapbooking and all the fun stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.